The first and basic thing you should learn is how to apply individual classic eyelash extensions properly. Classic set is when you apply one eyelash extension to one natural lash. In eyelash tech lingo, individual and classic means the same thing. To practice this skill, we're going to need the following materials:
mini curved tweezers, classy tweezers, medical tape, crystal for the glue, a round sponge, Fabu drizzle adhesive, one mascara wand. We also will need eyelashes in 13mm C curl 0.12 and 16mm same curl C and 0.12 thickness or diameter. Here's a little tip, guys. To peel off one of the lash lines or lash strips where the eyelashes are attached, we will be using mini curved tweezers because they have the sharp tips that perfectly get under the sticky paper. And in this example, I wanted to show you guys that you can actually peel with these tweezers the lash strip or lash line either from left side or the right side. As you can see, now I can peel it off from the right side, but I can also show you that we can actually do that from the left side, whichever you prefer. Sometimes people are left-handed and they prefer to handle eyelashes differently. So we just wanted to show you that it can be done either way. And next, we're going to set the eyelashes on the desk closer to your dominant hand. And here is a little tip for you. We're going to grab a piece of tape and secure the extensions on each side so they do not peel off the surface when we are working with them. Now let's grab the crystal and put it further away than the lashes because you're going to work in the center and you don't want to get in the glue. And place your practice sponge right in the center. Lastly, place mascara brush away from your working space. You will need it at the end. Next, we're going to grab our glue. This is our old packaging, by the way. Make sure to shake it very well. And then we're going to put a little drop on a crystal. Let's grab our classy tweezers. They're perfect to work with classic eyelashes. That's exactly why we named them classy. And they're great for beginners. We're going to grab the extension with the tweezers and peel it towards us. Do not pluck it. Peel it towards yourself. Let's do it again. Let's grab the extension and peel it towards yourself. Here's a little demonstration for you guys why we suggest classy tweezers to all our students and also just to work with classics. They have this perfect triangular tip that allows us to only grab one eyelash at a time. Magic. Now listen up, everybody. This tip is very, very important. Make sure to grab the extension closer to the tip, not in the middle and not closer to the bottom, closer to the tip. Because when you place it on a practice sponge or on the natural eyelash, you want to have some wiggle room. Now let's see what happens if we grab the extension in the middle. It's so much more difficult to work with it. We're going to poke a customer with the tweezers, probably dip the tweezers in the glue, and most likely not even be able to attach the extension to the natural eyelash at all. And look how much easier it is to work with the extension if we grab it closer to the top, past the middle. The next crucial tip is how to dip the extension in the glue. You want to make sure to dip it right in the middle of the drop and then slowly take it back out. It is very important to take the extension slowly out from the glue so there is no bubbles or excessive glue on the eyelash. Here's what happens when you dip the eyelash straight down into the glue and take it out too fast. Look how much glue there is on the eyelash. This is not good. Now, the reason why we don't want to pick up too much glue on the extension, because first of all, the work will be messy, the nearby eyelashes can get stuck together. Second of all, the curing time of the glue will be much longer, which can lead for you to work on a customer much longer than you should have. Lastly, it will be very uncomfortable for a customer if the glue dries with the bubbles like that. It can cause itchiness, irritation, and all that stuff that we would not want our customers experience. Another bad example of dipping the extension in the glue is dipping it close to the edges of the drop. The curing process of the glue starts from the outside in. That's why we want to always dip in the middle, because we want to avoid that tacky part of the glue. And let's start our first exercise. We're going to start with our 13mm. pick up the eyelashes from the lash strip, dip them in the glue correctly, and apply them on the edge of the practice sponge as close to each other as possible. This exercise will help you to learn how to work with eyelash extensions, learn how to work with tweezers, glue, and also will help you to have your hands more steady and more precise when working with eyelash extensions. Let's continue applying the extensions on the edge of the sponge until you fill in at least half of the sponge. After about 20 to 30 minutes from the start, we're going to clean off the drop of the glue with the tissue. This is because after 20 to 30 minutes, the glue becomes tacky, it is half cured, and it does not have a good consistency to work with. It can slow us down, and it can also make our lashes fall. So after 20 to 30 minutes, we want to refresh our glue and continue lashing. Sometimes lashes can get stuck together, so in this case, all you have to do is pick up mini curved tweezers and separate them. And continue applying extensions until you're done with the half of the sponge. Now you can pick up your mascara wand or mascara brush and gently brush through your eyelash extensions that you applied. If some of them fall off, it is okay. Just don't be rough with them. All you have to do is brush through gently and make sure none of them are stuck together. So here's the final result for the first half of our exercise. Yes, you heard it right. It's a first half. If your first try did not come out as neat and eyelashes are stuck together or too far apart from each other, we would suggest you to keep practicing until you get better. Now we're changing the glue again and preparing for the second part of the exercise. And now we're going to pick up mini curved tweezers and we're going to pick them up with our non-dominant hand. So that means if you are right-handed, you pick up mini curved with left hand. And if you're left-handed, you pick up mini curved with the right hand. And what you do, you start separating the eyelashes or isolating. Tweezers that you pick up with your non-dominant hand are called isolation tweezers. You can also help yourself with the right hand tweezers to isolate one eyelash at a time. Now the next tip is when you pick out one single eyelash, make sure to put your isolation tweezers on the surface. It will help you to keep that steady grip and not to lose the extension that you just isolated. So here we go. Let's start the second part of the exercise. We're going to separate or isolate one individual eyelash extension. While holding it, you're going to peel off 16 millimeters, dip it in the glue, and attach it to that extension. Make sure you're attaching it to the extension and not to the sponge. Now, here's a little tip. You don't have to attach it right on top of the eyelash. You can actually attach it from the side, from the bottom, from the top, but make sure it is attached to the eyelash and not to the sponge. As you can see now, I'm showing you guys that you can attach it from any side you would like to, from top, bottom, right, left, it does not matter. So once you attach the extension, you let it go and you pick out another one that is not close or right next to the extension that you just worked on. The next crucial tip is you want to attach the extension with a little gap from the sponge, so that make sure the extension does not touch the sponge. As you can see, there's a tiny little gap from the sponge and the 16 millimeters that is attached to the 13 millimeters. Now, why is this important? Is because the 16 millimeters that we are attaching to the 13 millimeters represent the extension, while the 13 millimeters are representing the natural eyelash of a customer. We don't want the extension to touch the skin of a customer. If the extension touches the skin of a customer, it can actually cause irritation, their eyes can itch, they can burn. It's just very uncomfortable, and this is a very, very important rule. Now, the gap should not be too big. We definitely don't want to attach extension to the half of our eyelash. It just have to be about 1 millimeter. If you take longer than 2-3 seconds to apply the extension onto the eyelash after dipping it in the glue, it won't stick. The glue has curing time from 2 to 3 seconds. There are some glues that have curing time from 1 to 2 seconds. So if you take longer than that, make sure to dip it in the glue again and try applying it again. While you're working on the second part of the exercise, some of the original extensions, 13 millimeters, can fall off. That's okay, you just have to pick up another one and attach it to the sponge. And continue lashing until you finish and cover all of the eyelashes that you applied before, every single one of them. And once you are done, make sure to brush through all of the extensions, make sure to check that none of them are stuck together, and if any are stuck, make sure to separate them, and make sure that all of the original extensions that are attached to the sponge have a 16 millimeters right on top of them.
Make sure to practice as much as you need until you feel completely comfortable doing it.